Hello, and welcome to another edition of All Around Town. My name is Roger Wilson, and I'm the Director of Government Affairs for Frederick County. Today's guest is the mayor from Myersville, Mayor Wayne Creedick. Good to see you again, Wayne.
Good to see you, Roger.
Yeah, you bet. So what's going on in Myersville?
Well, Roger, it's very exciting times in Myersville. We have a lot of activities, a lot of projects underway, and it encompasses everything from infrastructure improvements to the pending library, which will be opening later in August. Just so many things happening, and I'm just so pleased.
So describe Myersville. What's the population there?
So right now we're at approximately 1,700 individuals. We have two more developments in the pipeline that'll probably occur over the next 10 years, which will add some additional numbers. We're looking forward to the upcoming census to get more statistical data, but we've been at about that size for the last several years.
Mm-hmm. And what's the biggest thing, the biggest asset there in Myersville?
Well, that's hard to say because there are so many things.
Okay.
We are situated in Frederick County in the valley, which is just absolutely beautiful year-round. We have the accessibility to the interstate there. We're a bedroom community to the greater D.C.
Okay.
Baltimore area. So a lot of folks that live in town commute, but they have the opportunity to come home every day to a community that is just, I think, in my opinion, selfishly so, it's a great place to live and raise a family.
Okay. So any economic activity that's going on there in Myersville?
Well, we do have some opportunities for economic development. I would say, from a financial perspective, this past year we again passed a balanced budget, and for the second year in a row, we actually had another tax reduction, an actual tax rate deduction.
Okay.
I would suggest that probably no other municipality in Frederick County or even the state of Maryland has done that for 2 years in a row. So I think that's a reflection of how we're trying to be responsible and only collect what we need, yet still provide the services that are required.
Mm-hmm. And how many, I guess, is it commissioners or
we have a council, form of government. Yeah,
okay.
We have 5 council members and myself.
Okay, all right. And you are in your, how many terms?
This is my 5th term,
Fifth
4-year term. I'm entering the last year, the 20th year. So I've been able to do quite a few things. I'm very happy. I've essentially implemented all of the things that I've wanted to do. So again, that's one reason why personally I'm very excited with where we are.
I know the last time you were on the show, you talked about the library, getting the library in place. Can you give us an update on that?
So the library is officially opening on August 24th, Saturday at 10 a.m. Everyone is invited. I'm really looking forward to it. And the site, besides the library, is also a park, and we've made significant enhancements to the park to accompany the library itself. So we've got new playground equipment. There's a ball field there that is being renovated, and we're actually going to be able to introduce softball to an entirely different demographic. We've got new pavilions coming in at the site. They'll be in this fall. So that entire area, probably by October, is going to look substantially different than it has in the past.
Okay.
The library being a central point.
Mm-hmm. And I remember you telling us that it was going to be a caboose or something in there?
So Myersville's history has a great deal to do with the trolley.
Okay.
We were able to purchase the trolley that had been a long-standing fixture within the community, and it had been sitting in a field, unfortunately degrading. We were able to purchase that, and we've done something unique in that it's going to be put within the library.
Oh.
We've made significant renovations to it. So we now have a trolley, the history of Myersville, as well as the General Valley, that's going to be in the library and preserved under roof as a gathering point, and really a destination for people to continue to come to Myersville.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm looking forward to joining you and celebrating that day. It's a long-awaited event.
It is, and I will credit the county. It has been a long partnership, and the county has really been there with me the entire duration. It has literally been 18, 19 years that we've been trying to do this.
Yeah.
Some things, I guess, do take time, but it's all coming together, and I really appreciate the support that you and Executive Gardner have provided to get us to this point in time.
You bet. What's the capacity at the library, the new library?
Well, it's not the typical footprint that you might see in other communities. I don't know the exact square footage, but it really was designed to fit the footprint that we had. It was the former location of the Myersville Elementary School. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't necessarily it wasn't anticipated to be large. Okay. But it is the appropriate size for the community. And I would suggest that that extends beyond the greater Myersville area. I mean, we're going to have people from probably Smithburg, Boonesboro, other places, Middletown coming to visit. So, and we're going to try and multi-purpose it. It's a library first, but I see it as a gathering area. We have a community room. So, while it's not officially a senior center or a community center of sorts, we're going to maximize the facility and get the best use out of it as we can.
Very good. So the growth there in Myersville, what is it projected to be, what do you say, 10 years from now?
So we have 2 more housing developments in the pipeline, and our growth is really governed by the availability of water, quite honest. And so, and we have an APFO. So everything that we do is around the fact that we want to be able to meet those needs. Probably the next neighborhood in the pipeline is approximately 118 homes, single family as well as townhomes. That's moving through the process. There's another small development of about 17, 18 homes that's an extension of an existing. Okay. So that's what's anticipated right now, and that's all that's anticipated. That's not to say that if you look at our 20-year comprehensive plan, we do have growth in the appropriate areas. But things are also changing. There are some contiguous properties right now that are approaching us asking about annexation. And so, but right now, what we have officially in the pipeline is what I just described there.
I was up at your Christmas tree lighting, back during the holiday season.
Yes.
And I was just amazed at the number of young families that are in the area. Could you describe, what's happening? What makes these families want to kind of relocate?
Well, when I look at the interesting thing, given the time I've been in office, I've seen the demographics change.
Okay.
I see older individuals retiring, and many are trying to stay within their homes, but many retire and leave the area. These are wonderful properties, and so the opportunity, and I think it's driven much by the school system. The Middletown school system, between Wolfsville Elementary, Myersville Elementary, Middletown Middle, the high school, it's a great place to raise a family and send your kids to school. I myself had the benefit of that. So I think that's a wonderful draw. I think the location, the proximity, either direction, 14 miles, you can go to Hagerstown, Frederick for anything that you might need that isn't, readily available there in town. So it's a great place. It's a great location. And
it's a safe community too.
It's a very safe community. I will say, I give a lot of credit to the Sheriff's Department, the relationship I've had with them over the years. It is a safe community. No community is immune from everything, but I would say, comparatively speaking, I am very proud of the results that we've had. And it's through a partnership, the Community Deputy Program, and those things that have helped contribute towards that.
So what are your challenges in the near future?
I think the challenges going forward is really just to maintain fiscal responsibility, which I think we've got a great plan to do. We want to measure this growth and do it right the first time. Certainly, like any other municipality or the county, affordability, housing affordability is a big issue. And so we want to do what we can to contribute to that. And we want to do what we can to be a sustainable community, the green initiatives and those types of things. And all of that is incorporated into our planning. But I think the things that everyone else is facing today are the same things that we face.
You mentioned to me also last time you were on the show about your aging population, seniors.
Yes.
Could you talk a little bit about that?
So I would include myself in that demographic, right? We have a lot of people who have lived there their entire life, and ideally they would like to stay there. And so I'm working as often as I can with the executive and the health department and the other officials to see what we can do to help people age in place. There's a lot of conversation now about the ability for an extension, say, to be built on the existing home, for them to move into that because they can't manage stairs or things like that. And then, given all the other things, the family, the children, occupy what was the original household. But there's some challenges from a zoning perspective. But there are things that haven't already been addressed elsewhere. So working with the other communities, working with the county, to try and see how we can allow people to age in place. And then, of course, the services that they need. Right. Most of those, the big joke is you go to Thomas Johnson Drive, right? That's where everything is.
Here in the city of
Here in the city of Frederick. And so transportation, but bringing those services wherever possible to the community. And again, those are things that if we can coordinate and find out exactly what people need, somehow we can bring those services to them when needed and help minimize those challenges of traveling from home to the doctor's office.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the other municipalities. They don't have a Frederick Moore Hospital,
Right.
right in the jurisdiction.
Right.
If there were other services, type of healthcare services that were available, I think that would be beneficial to your community.
Well, and there's so many programs that the county offers that people really aren't knowledgeable of. So a big part of that is educating. We have had a series of conversations now with members in the community about the different services that the county makes available. Many of them aren't aware of them, and as many people are approaching retirement and having to make some decisions and think about those things, we're bringing together those resources, that knowledge to say, here's something that we can do and partner with. That's been very successful.
Active retirees, I'll just describe them as that, active retirees. They're getting into activities such as pickleball and
so we have a park and recreation group that has been very successful, and that has been the objective, to take this new demographic of the young families and the children that they bring to the table and bring them together with the older individuals in the community and be able to exchange that information. But there are so many activities that require volunteerism and assistance, and that's the hard part. And so we're providing opportunities for those seniors to be able to do these things, both unique to them, but also to interface and interact with the younger generations. And again, I think the library in so many ways is going to be a gathering place. The municipal center right now sort of acts in that capacity, but I just see the library as being a draw to bring those two demographics together.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. And is there any other activities that are upcoming that you might want to?
Well, if you're driving through town right now, you'll probably notice significant construction. It's nothing like what Middletown's going through, but relative to Myersville, it is impactful. That is a representation of a partnership that we just went through with the state. We successfully issued a bond ourselves, had a great rating from Moody's for a municipality of our size, and we were able to secure funds to partner with the state to complete 17 new sidewalks, curbs, gutters, water, sewer infrastructure, which is really going to complete the process that we have today. So for the remainder of the year, it might be a little bit of an inconvenience, but the end product is going to increase our walkability and safety and things of that nature.
All right, very good.
Yes.
Well, thank you again.
Yeah.
And we look forward to you coming back on the show.
Please, I look forward to it.
And we'll be there with you on August 24th?
August 24th, 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that wraps up the show for this time. I look forward to seeing you all around town.